Alrighty, hello. We are back with another video. Today was a break-even trade. Um, so yeah, let's break down my entry. And when I say break-even, it was like fucking $26, like nothing crazy. Okay, yeah, my trade actually did end up hitting. I took the same exact trade PP Blake took today. I mean, I probably would have done the same exact shit. I mean, you could have made the point to put your shit at break even, or not put your shit at break even, but like I don't know. It's debatable. So let's go in the 4 hour and just mark out what we saw. So we were in this. Whoa, what the fuck? I didn't look at the market. We dumped. Holy shit. Okay, so in terms of to the upside, we had these two highs up here. Boom, boom. And to the downside, we had all this low resistance liquidity. Bang, 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 bang. All this shit. Um, I was looking for a small manipulation and then a move higher, following that trend. Same exact shit here. This is the 4 hour. These highs up here. Um, yeah, those are really the only other highs that we could have taken out. And then we had all this low resistance liquidity. So yeah, like I said, I was looking for a manipulation and then a move higher, but we ended up just tanking. Uh, on the 1 hour, we did have this 1 hour fair value gap that I did mark out. So this right here too, from this high to this high, this is equilibrium. This is like hourly equilibrium. I like that move where I've talked about it so many times. Where equilibrium rests, there's also a fair value gap. So if there's 5 minute equilibrium, there's a 5 minute fair value gap at that same area. If we're looking at hourly equilibrium, there's usually an hourly fair value gap in that area, and there's a high likelihood that if our bias is right and we should be moving higher, most of the time we like to tap into that hourly equilibrium, into that hourly fair value gap, and move higher. Same thing applies to the lower time frames. If it's 5 minute, we like to retrace to the 5 minute equilibrium, that 5 minute fair value gap, and then reject higher. That move presents itself so often. It's got a really, really high percentage. It's not perfect. Like, no strategy is always going to work every time, but most of the time, if you are right and your bias is right and it should be going higher, it will follow that trend. So I had that marked out as well. And there wasn't an hourly fair value gap on yes. So let's go to 30 minute now. 30 minute. What do we see? So on the 30 minute, we did form a bearish SMT, as you can see, this little orange line right here, and this orange line right here. And because of that bearish SMT, we get that push down. So once I saw that bearish SMT, I was like, okay, market opens, we have a bearish SMT. What do you think is going to happen? We're going to go down, obviously, to match the leading index. So I was hoping, because we had this bearish SMT, we would retrace down into this hourly fair value gap where hourly equilibrium is, then get an inverse and take our trade. That's what I wanted to happen. But as that was forming, we can ignore this. This was a bullish SMT that formed halfway through that leg down, but it ends up getting invalidated, so just ignore that. But yeah, I was like, we see this bearish SMT. We're obviously following bullish order flow. We're in an uptrend. We should be getting a retrace to this hourly fair value gap and get a push higher. That's what I wanted. But we ended up inversing it, and it was different. So let's go to the 15, and now let's break it down by session. Okay. So Asian session. Did I not mark out? All right. I can delete this now. You guys understand that where this fair value gap, that's where equilibrium is. So I'm just gonna delete that off my screen for housekeeping purposes. So we have Asian session lows, Asian session highs. We get a what the hell? Where's the other? I don't know where my other line went. 6 p.m. 3 p.m. Did I delete a line? There we go. Okay. So we get Asian session lows, Asian session highs, London session lows. So this was literally perfect. Like, where London session lows are located is the exact area where hourly equilibrium is, and the exact area where hourly fair value gap was. That is such a high draw on liquidity, such a high draw on liquidity for it to retrace there, right? And then we would follow that. We would get that volume necessary to push higher. Just made sense. Same exact shit with ES. Asian low, Asian high, London high, London low. This would have been a good area to sweep. Maybe form a bullish SMT. Like it was a really good area. But that's not what happened, and we have to adapt. So what ends up happening? So before I even get into that, when market opens, we rally really high, like all the way up here, and then we just tank, like absolutely tank. For some reason in December so far, 9:30 open candles have been like crazy, like in one direction. Like I'm saying like 60, 70 points. Okay, it sounds retarded, 6, 7. But yeah, dude, it presents itself all the time. I'm gonna just look at something really quick. Um, See, yeah, like right here, I guess you could have taken a short from here, but that's just shitty RR. Like right here, this is the 1 minute inverse. I guess you could have taken that. After you inverse this candle. I don't know. It was just there wasn't a short trade to retrace into the hourly. A lot of people like to trade. A lot of people like to take the trade into equilibrium or take the trade out of equilibrium. I personally like taking the trade out of equilibrium because it's got a higher probability. I know traders that trade that retracement, so this retracement into hourly equilibrium, they're done for the day. But there wasn't really like a good setup. I mean, besides this. There's an 1 minute fair value gap, you inverse right there, but then like, look, like your RR is really not that good. Like, I guess it's like a 1-to-1. I mean, you'd be out of your trade like that. So, I don't know. That was a little too early for me. I just wanted to wait a little bit. Because, like I said, I like to take the extension, not the retrace. Anyways, we get that extension, and then we inverse the 1 hour. I was like, shit, I need to flip my bias. We clearly are not bullish anymore for inversing an hourly fair value gap. That was on both pairs. We inversed the fair value gap that was resting below. So there was a 30-minute here. We inversed that as well. So I knew after seeing that, okay, we are not following this bullish order flow anymore. We need to reevaluate what we're doing. We need to flip our bias. We are no longer trying to long. We're looking for shorts. So what ends up happening? Okay. Hold on, I'm just stretching this out for a second. What ends up happening? We inverse the 1 hour. We get a 1 minute fair value gap above. We retrace into that 1 minute, then get a bearish closure out of that. I was like, okay. We just inversed an hourly fair value gap, right? We just inversed this 1 minute fair value gap up here. We're now respecting bearish order flow. We took out London session highs and Asian session highs right off market open, this crazy 9:30 candle. I mean, we're all the way down here. The possibility of taking out these highs up here are really low probability. The chances of that rallying that high, how many points would that have to be? Like, the chances of it rallying 116 points, that's just low probability. The chances of it getting that high are low probability. So we took out our draws to the upside, right? Inversing for value gaps and or inversing bullish for value gaps and respecting bearish ones. See, inversing bullish, respecting bearish. I need a short now. Okay, that's what I was telling myself. So what do? I short after we get that hourly fair value gap and we get a retrace in the 1 minute and get a break of structure out of that. That's when I entered. Boom, perfect. I would have done this again and again and again. I was going to put my stops at break even after it closed past this candle down here, this low. And that's exactly what I did. We get a candle closure right there, and what happens? Break even, like that. So yeah, we get stuck out at break even here. I mean, we're kind of chopping a little bit, accumulating in this hourly fair value gap, and then we end up tanking, and my TP was hit. I mean, that is like a pretty. I probably would have done this again, like move my stops to break even. It's just like, I don't know. In that very moment, when you're right here and this hasn't presented itself yet, and you're seeing these big bullish candles coming out, and you're also taking into account at this time right here, we already swept Asian lows. We swept Asian lows on ES. Asian lows are all the way down here. So that's a bullish SMT. That means NQ failed to reach that low, whereas ES did. That is a bullish SMT. NQ should be going higher. At that point in time, you need to understand the likelihood for it to go down after it's, how many points off is this? They're 30 points off, 35 points off. The chances of it going lower after it formed that big of a bullish SMT is really low. I'm not saying it's not going to happen for sure. I mean, it does end up happening. You see it. But we're traders. We trade at a probability. You need to understand that's not a probable thing that will happen. So you need to set your shit at break even. That's the MEC model. You are going to get break even more than you're going to lose. And you see that because we get to this point where we should be going lower, but we have this bullish SMT, so we end up pushing a little bit higher, right? Your shit's already at break even. You're gonna get stop right here. And then what ends up happening, we accumulate for a bit, chop, 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 and then we finally come back down. I mean, my stop would have been fine. Like this trade would have hit if I held, but again, it's just that is a low probability hold. I would be really pissed off at myself if I stayed in this trade and I got stopped out, because I could have done something to prevent that, because I would have been self-aware that there is a bullish SMT. We're 30 points off compared to ES. ES already took out the low down there. NQ, it's not highly probable for NQ to push down even further. I mean, we already got 50% more than 50% to our take profit. I mean, we swept this low. We should be going break even here, right? If I would have gotten stopped out here, I've been really pissed off at myself, because I was self-aware that this shit was going on. I'm not really mad at myself that my take profit got hit, because I did everything I was supposed to. You know what I mean? So, not that pissed off. I kind of did what I was supposed to do. I had this marked out too. After this trade hit, we formed I don't know what this is. Is this a 5-minute, 2-minute, or something? It's just some form of fair value gap. I don't know what. 3-minute. Yeah, we tapped into this 3-minute here and get a break of structure out of that. But at this time, when we made this closure down here, it was already like kind of too far of a close for me. I didn't really like how far of a close that was. It was like all the way down here. And I didn't really have any other draws marked out to the downside. Like, let me take a look. I didn't even, after we swept Asian lows, I didn't have any other draws like marked out for me. Well, we have this draw right here. We have this draw right here. We got this draw right here. I just didn't have these draws. Like, I didn't think it was going to dump that fucking high, because when market opened, we're all the way down here. You know, I thought we were just going to get that retrace into here and then push higher, like I said, to that hourly, to right here, and then push higher. So, yeah, I mean, I could have taken that. I don't know. It's just like, at this point in time, I was already done. I was like, all right, we're done. So yeah, I could have taken something like this. But even still, getting this far down, I probably would have put my shit at break even again and would have gotten stopped out. Because look, get all the way down into here, end up going back to original entry, and then you push lower. So I mean, like, again, it was just a break even day for me. Unless you scalped or took partials, like, if you set your take profit like something like this, where you're right here, and you just made money getting down to this low right here, and I don't know, you would need to be like really high contract in order to make a lot of money. Like, take something like this type of 1-to-1. I don't know. It was a choppy day. I mean, look at this shit. Chop, 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 and then we dump. Yeah, that's it for today. not really mad at myself. Kind of did everything I was supposed to do. Um, we're resting at $920 right now. So, it is what it is. We'll be back tomorrow. I think tomorrow's a news day. We got Jolt's job openings at 10. I don't really like trading before red folder news comes out. I mean, some people do, but it's just low probability for me. So I might just hold off until then, cause I trade from 9:30 till 11. So yeah, we'll see what's in store tomorrow. And that is that. I'll be back in the next one. Peace, everyone.